So whenever my hair started falling out and I started to allow my hair to grow back to the dark, although there was a lot of positivity on social media, there was also a lot of like, what the fuck is going on with your hair? Fuck, we love you because of your red hair. What is up? Make sure you keep the red. That looks crazy. Don't ever get rid of your... What's gonna happen? Am I gonna wake up with brown hair and then all of a sudden everything that we've worked for the last 7 years is just gonna disappear? The clients are gonna be gone, the business is gonna be gone, our community is gonna be gone, the Hef tribe aren't gonna wanna do anything that we do anymore. Like, I'm like, this is the craziest feeling and this is ridiculous. You guys get to see this vulnerable side of me today. I'm Hannah Eden and I am more than my red hair. I'm going today to go to one of the best in the business and have some real hair literally sewed into my head so that it can make me feel like I have a full head of hair and to feel pretty again. We are in Gilbert, Arizona to get my hair done at the Habit Salon to get a full head of hair back on my head. Unfortunately, my hair has, my hair is fucking falling out. My hair's getting thinner. It looks so bad. Bigger, 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 bigger. I'm like, damn, this is embarrassing. I go like this and pick up my hands and my hair. Everything's fine, everything's good. Like, my hair's strong. My rat's tail. Oh my God, like my hair's falling out. And that was it. I have to fix this. So I dyed my hair in July of 2014. And it is now August 26th of 2020. That was a 6 to 7 year battle of having red hair. I had a crazy dream one day that I had red hair. I wanted to have red hair. And I think I woke up and said to my friend that is a hairstylist, hey, I want fire truck red hair. And she's like, fucking crazy. We did it. It took about 3 months to get it from the dark, dark brown. And I had this beautiful, thick Asian brunette hair to that super bright red. And that happened. It really did. And we had red hair ever since. Crazy stuff. I was a nobody. I just was this chick that was graduating from the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale for photography. I was going through like a pivotal point in my personal life as well as professional life. But I had fallen in love and found this passion for fitness, stepping into the fitness space thinking, man, I really want to give a go at this. I remember like, all right, like I'm gonna start on Instagram, and if I have red hair, maybe it'll be more recognized as an athlete, not even as an influencer or as like a fitness professional at that point. Maybe I'll be recognized and be picked up and be sponsored, because that's all I wanted to do is like become this CrossFit athlete. It's a scary thought to stop and go, okay, like who do I want to become here? Or like where am I going with this? Like what's the next phase? So I think that the switch was this one side of myself is like extremely self-destructive and is kind of weak, I guess, or like angry, or had this really like weird dark streak. And I tried to explore throughout my entire life a way to channel that. But I remember knowing on my good side, right, that wasn't good. And you're stepping into this world of fitness. And I remember that feeling. And I remember the battle of both. And when I was dyeing my hair red, I'm like, you know what? Just do it. And when you dye your hair red, commit to that good side. Commit. And if you commit so loud, now like you have to be that person. And now you can't act a fool. You can't be fucking stupid because you're trying to pursue this positive, healthy lifestyle in wellness and fitness. And on this other side, I was still bartending and still doing drugs, still doing all this crazy shit. I was like, commit to that good person and give it a go and like really do it. And I remember doing that, and it was like a switch, and it was weird. And it was this weird feeling internally, but I remember being like, all right, let's give it a go. And I did. It became so evident that although the original goal was to do this for me and to become this person and to step into this life and to be this better version of myself as an entire human being, not just in one space, it shifted because then the red hair started to help other things too. It made me extremely recognizable. Everyone would just always recognize me anywhere I would go. And I know that sounds like really full of myself, but I mean, it was crazy. I couldn't go anywhere. We would go to fucking Bolivia, or we would go to places in Morocco and airports, and it's like, how am I being internationally recognized right now? Yes, I love fitness. Yes, I'm doing these things for these great brands, but there could be someone famous next to me, and if there's nothing that's drawing my attention, we would never know. And so the red hair did that, and it drew a lot of attention, and it always got people to recognize me, but then it also got companies to be like, oh, that is such a great marketing point right there. I hear it in the meetings like, oh, Hannah, it's so great, you don't even need to speak, we just see your red hair go by and people know that that's Hannah. The things that you hear, it's like, oh my God, shit, I am my red hair. And that's when I recognized, like, this is such an identity crisis. Like, this is not good. Like, I don't know if I can. I don't know who am I without this red hair? I think the first time I ever noticed that it was getting really bad was going to Costa Rica last year, and it was really humid, and I always wear my hair up. And like I was saying, all the breakage just started to get so bad, like to the point that I had all of this stuff that Pal and I joked and we called it like my rat's tail, right? Pal said, let me shave it off. I'm like, okay. I let him shave my head off, and it was this tiny little patch. We call it my pussy patch. But originally it started at this tiny little triangle and it looked great. And then every time I would go to get it done again, a tiny little triangle would get like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, oh my God, like now I haven't got all of that length of hair, like my hair's getting thinner. And then I think the most pivotal point that was, it did detrimental damage, which was just ignorance on my part. It could have been a coincidence, but that was the only drastic thing that had changed in my life, is that I committed to not eating any animal-based products or protein for 30 days, and I went hard. I think that I was malnourished in some way, and it was lacking nutrients, and that could have been super, super damaging. And then I'm like, okay, I'm so stressed. I live this crazy lifestyle. We're working so much, like we're jumping from plane to plane to plane. I'm getting 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. Like it was wild. Like we own our own brick and mortar, and like I thought that it was all self-inflicted, and I had fucked my hormones up due to stress, and it has to be my hormones, right? That was really shitty, that I actually wholeheartedly will admit that I didn't make that a priority to fix it, because I was almost like, I'm too busy to deal with that. Like I feel fine. The only side effect is that my hair's falling out. Like what the fuck? So I suppressed it, ignored it, and kind of tried to pretend that it was something else. And then I had enough. So I got my hormones checked, and there was nothing wrong with my hormones. I asked her to check absolutely everything. I felt super overwhelmed during that time as well. It's like I couldn't handle the stress that I was used to. I was like I'm falling apart. So once I got my results back, my gynecologist was like, hey, like you have to just stop this lifestyle. You've got to change the stress. I lost a lot of muscle, like I lost a lot of weight. She's like, you know, you got to switch that up. Whoa, now like this emotional state has created a physical response. Like this isn't good. How do you even find gear 3 or 4 if you've been working in 6 and turbo plus like for the last 5 or 6 years? If we zoom out from it and now we're here, I look at what I did for 7 years, and I think that as much as I thought it was for me, I don't think it was, because I thought I had it together. Like telling everyone self-love, you've got to love yourself, blah, blah, blah. Like it sounds pathetic, but holy shit, your hair is your identity and it's a big deal. And when it's not there, it like will pull your self-esteem down in so many different other ways, you know? If I don't have red hair anymore, am I gonna get hired? Am I gonna get the jobs? Like, am I gonna be wanted? Like, it's the craziest feeling. Holy shit, maybe I'm not as comfortable as I feel, you know? And maybe this like appearance of making sure that I remind people to love themselves and to do this and to that is almost like numb the real feeling of where I'm at. So I think it's important to try and bring that back now, to slow down, to take a change, and to make a change, and to just own it. I'm figuring out what I love to do, and I'm figuring out my purpose and my reason as to why I'm doing it. I think for the last 4 years we've been working ridiculously hard, knowing that we were just going like this, but not really sure where we were going. And now I think I know where I'm going, on a personal level, on a business level, and on an internal journey level, right? And I'm ready for that. I'm ready to fall in love for exactly why we began this, which was for fitness. Back then, it's like having red hair, it was outrageous, right? And very loud. It was my word would be like, take it or leave it. Like if you like it, cool. If you don't, see ya. Like a lot of companies may not hire you because you have red hair. Now, I'm like, I'm gonna do me, and like I'm gonna become who I am supposed to be. Like, take it or leave it. You know, like if you want to hire me, cool. And if you don't, that's cool too. And that goes for everyone. You know, to be truly happy with who you are and to do it for you. And I'm ready for that.